Many fans have been wondering exactly why Big E, who was drafted away from the New Day during the 2020 WWE Draft, has not been seen much in WWE over the past couple of weeks on Friday Night SmackDown, and not even at this past weekend's Survivor Series pay-per-view event during the dual brand Battle Royal. And while lots of fans are very worried about Big E's future as a solo competitor, if a new Backstage Rumor proves to be true, Vince McMahon and other WWE officials still in fact have very big plans for Big E on SmackDown in the near future, and it's now just a matter of finding the perfect storyline for Big E to slowly work his way up the card into the main event title scene. A new rumor states that the most likely plan for Big E in the near future is Langston winning the Intercontinental Championship from Sami Zayn, perhaps at the upcoming TLC 2020 pay-per-view event in December, with one source mentioning that Big E is going to be taking on a much more serious demeanor over the next few months, and basically transition into a monster heel for the blue brand. So when Big E does win the IC title from Sami Zayn, fans should expect this to be a squash match for Big E, to help give Langston some much needed momentum. For the immediate future, Big E will reportedly be the top star in the mid-card title scene on SmackDown, but we have been told that it's very probable that Langston will be moving up to the main event scene after WrestleMania 37 next year, so the WWE have a solid 5 months or so to build up Big E in the Intercontinental Championship scene for his big push coming next year in 2021. Former WWE Champion Jinder Mahal certainly did not have very much luck when he made his return to the WWE back in April 2020 after sustaining an injury, because less than 2 months later, Mahal would be injured yet again before any big push could materialize, and Jinder has been on the sidelines ever since. However, according to a new breaking Backstage Rumor, Jinder Mahal is getting very close to being medically cleared by WWE doctors to make his return, and hopefully Mahal will be able to stay healthy after this rumored return in the near future, because it appears as though Vince McMahon is planning to utilize Jinder Mahal in a storyline that was created for Mahal back in April 2020, but was later cancelled or postponed due to Jinder's injury. According to this rumor, WWE are planning for Jinder Mahal to return on Raw as a heel, and immediately set his sights on Drew McIntyre's WWE Championship. This was reportedly a storyline that Vince was planning for Drew McIntyre heading into SummerSlam this past year, but because Jinder was sidelined with the injury, the company moved in a different direction for Drew McIntyre with Randy Orton. There is even speculation that one of the reasons for Drew McIntyre winning his WWE Championship back from Randy Orton so soon is because McMahon feels a Jinder Mahal versus Drew McIntyre rivalry will draw big ratings for Monday Night Raw, especially considering there is history between Drew and Jinder with 3MB. As surprising as it may sound, we have been informed that Jinder Mahal will be getting pushed very heavily following his return, and there will be no slow build to Mahal challenging Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. And apparently there's actually a very good chance that Jinder Mahal may be winning the WWE title from Drew McIntyre in some heel-like fashion either late this year or early next year. One of our sources has noted that Vince McMahon feels Jinder Mahal is a main event caliber superstar in WWE as a heel, and is deserving of finally getting another reign as world champion. Let us know your thoughts and opinions of WWE allegedly planning a Jinder Mahal versus Drew McIntyre feud for the WWE title when Jinder does return. And do you think that this would be a storyline that would boost Monday Night Raw's ratings? And as well, should Mahal end up winning the WWE Championship from Drew McIntyre? As most of you are likely aware, one of the big WWE news stories this week has been in regards to Braun Strowman getting suspended indefinitely from the company on Monday Night Raw, after Braun had attacked Adam Pearce. And while most wrestling fans were sure that the suspension for Braun Strowman was just a storyline, and that Braun would be returning to WWE very soon to seek revenge on WWE management and to possibly challenge for Drew McIntyre's WWE Championship at TLC 2020, the real reason why Braun Strowman was storyline suspended by WWE has now been revealed, and it will certainly shock most fans. According to a brand new leaked rumor, the reason for Braun's suspension from WWE is because Braun Strowman is actually secretly injured following Survivor Series 2020, and while it's still unclear how Braun had gotten injured, we have been told that Strowman's injury is quite serious and has to do with Strowman's knee. Apparently, there's a lot of concern and uncertainty regarding Braun Strowman's future in WWE as an actual in-ring competitor, due to the fact that Strowman Strowman has been injured quite a few times in WWE, and because of his large size, these injuries are reportedly taking a big toll on Braun Strowman, and Vince McMahon is apparently worried for Braun's health over the long haul, much like he was with Samoa Joe, who was forced to basically retire from wrestling and join commentary in WWE. A new Backstage Rumor has indicated that Vince McMahon is considering to force Braun Strowman to retire from WWE temporarily, so that his body can fully heal before he returns to action again, because apparently the general consensus behind the scenes in WWE is that Braun Strowman is continuously wrestling for WWE partially injured, whether he is having problems with his elbows or knees, and that this is due to the constant wear and tear on Strowman's body with his full-time wrestling schedule, without having enough time to recover from these minor injuries, and these minor injuries then turn into real problems, which is what has happened recently in regards to Braun's knee, and it appears as though Braun Strowman may be forced to retire from WWE for the foreseeable future, and it's unknown when or if Braun Strowman will be cleared to return to the ring. Over the past several months, Jey Uso has certainly gotten his chance to shine in the spotlight as a solo competitor over on Friday Night SmackDown, with his brother Jimmy Uso being sidelined with a knee injury, with Jey establishing himself as one of the top stars on the blue brand in his brother's absence. And it even seemed remotely possible at one point that Jey could have won Roman Reigns' Universal Championship. However, Jey Uso has since aligned with his tribal chief Roman, and according to a new behind-the-scenes rumor, WWE are getting very close to medically clearing Jimmy Uso to return to action in WWE, something that was previously rumored to happen in January 2021. But Jimmy Uso has recovered quicker than management had expected, which is definitely great news. One of our sources has mentioned that when Jimmy Uso does indeed return, he will be joining Jey Uso in Roman Reigns' Samoan Bloodline faction, and as of right now, Vince McMahon is planning for the Usos to win the SmackDown Tag Team Championships from the Street Profits in late 2020 if all things go according to plan. Roman Reigns is now waiting his next challenger for his Universal Championship, and while it has been rumored that Daniel Bryan may feud with Reigns temporarily, if a new Backstage Rumor proves to be correct, the next superstar who will be causing problems for Roman Reigns is none other than Lars Sullivan. Vince McMahon is reportedly still a very big fan of Lars Sullivan, and thinks that he has a ton of potential to be a big star for Friday Night SmackDown, and apparently the plan McMahon is considering to move ahead with will see Lars Sullivan set his sights on Roman Reigns' Universal title next month, and challenge Roman Reigns to a title match in the near future, possibly at TLC 2020, in which Reigns would accept, but shockingly enough, Lars Sullivan would end up winning the Universal Championship from Roman Reigns, after Paul Heyman turns on Reigns, thus costing Roman the title, with Paul Heyman reportedly then set to become Lars Sullivan's new manager in late 2020, with Vince feeling that Paul Heyman could do so much more good for Lars Sullivan's career in WWE than he can with Roman Reigns moving forward, and feels that Reigns will be just fine on his own with the Usos.